Hi guys, and welcome back to Navigating the Periphery. My name is Deborah, and this is still my son Philip.
Hello.
How is everyone doing today? If you're into what we're doing on this channel, you guys know what to do. Please like and subscribe. We want to get our message out there and try to reach and help as many people as we can. Navigating the Periphery, we are trying to stop the stigma of a mental health diagnosis one show at a time. If you know anyone who could benefit from watching our channel, please help spread the word. And just like that, it's a cooking show.
Remember, it's okay not to feel or be okay all the time. You're not alone. We're here.
So Philip, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great today, Mom. How are you doing today?
I'm good and excited to discuss today's topic. We're going to navigate the periphery of being stronger than your struggle with your diagnosis and mental health in general.
I want to first say that we are not doctors or medical professionals.
No, we are not. Our channel is for information and educational purposes only.
And I'm speaking to you guys out there from my personal life experience with OCD, GAD, and schizoaffective disorder, bipolar type.
Yes. So please refer to our disclaimer at the end of this and every episode that we put out.
Now, if you've been diagnosed with a mental illness, I feel you. It's not fair. You may wonder, why me? Why do I have this? At the same time, it's kind of a relief, because after being diagnosed, you then understand and know why you think and sometimes act the way you do. Luckily, I think our society is becoming more accepting of mental illness and mental health disorders. They can't be ignored anymore. The COVID-19 pandemic has increased anxiety and depression rates worldwide. According to the WHO, not the band, the World Health Organization, a 2023 report by Mental Health America states that 21% of Americans have a mental illness. That's 1 in 5 Americans. So you're not alone out there. Many people out there are dealing with some form or kind of mental health issue or issues. Having a mental illness or mental health disorder or issue is not wrong or abnormal. It's actually quite normal if you consider how many people have it.
I like that The Who joke, by the way.
Thank you.
Everyone has their own brain biology inherited from their family. Plus, life circumstances, especially trauma, can bring about mental health concerns. All this can affect your thoughts and emotions. And believe it or not, it is a very human thing. That's why we personally do not like the stigma surrounding mental health or a mental health diagnosis. Though the stigma is less than before, it's still there. The stigma is caused by misunderstandings about mental health. It comes from easy conclusions people make, like, you need to worry less, or harmful stereotypes, like, you're being so OCD today, Philip. And I know that one really irks you.
Yes, it does.
Downplaying problems and being overly positive feed the stigma because mental health issues aren't taken as seriously as they should be.
We covered stigma in a previous episode, which is episode number 4. If you haven't seen it, please check it out below. I'll leave a link in the description box below. And honestly, that is why I started this channel with my mom. To try and end the stigma surrounding a mental health diagnosis.
Dismantling society's stigma will take more time and word of mouth. The stigma is false, but it still hurts. It feels as if having a mental illness or being diagnosed with one implies that you have less mental strength than others. The idea that having a mental illness or being diagnosed with one implies weakness is a harmful and definitely outdated misconception.
In the first few years of my OCD diagnosis, I felt less capable than others around me, which affected me greatly. Years of therapy taught me that I am not to blame. My brain just works overtime, and I am a little more detailed than other people. There's really nothing I can do about that. But I can choose to do or try more useful behaviors. Most of all, I can choose how to interpret my OCD. It is just a condition and not my life. The same can be said for my schizoaffective bipolar type diagnosis. A mental illness doesn't make you weak.
On some days, you may have to work harder than others around you to maintain your own well-being, and there's nothing wrong with that. So we applaud you, because that is very strong of you. If you've been to therapy, you're constantly practicing coping mechanisms. Again, that is extremely hard work, so don't give up. You are not alone. Plus, if you engage in therapy, it shows that you've gotten comfortable with reaching out for help, which is so vital. So many people are scared to do that.
Well said.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Sometimes it feels like you're a bother, but I promise you're not. However, accepting the vulnerability to ask for help is the first step in a healthier direction. I try to keep my OCD symptoms to myself, but I think it was pretty obvious to others in hindsight. When my mom got me the help I needed and took me to therapy, I felt a lot better. That experience gave me a lifelong confidence to ask for help, but at times it's still a bit scary and difficult. Since then, I've gone back to therapy at times for OCD issues or other things like my schizoaffective symptoms. Still, having a mental illness can make you feel lonely. That's why you may trust a few people around you to talk it out with. Obviously, they need to be good listeners with empathy. Otherwise, you could be asking for trouble.
Once you've shared your story and your vulnerability, your friends may feel comfortable enough to open up about their issues as well. Issues about life, about health, relationships, or whatever. Your reward will be a stronger friendship. The more experience you have, the more you learn and the stronger you get. It's really that simple.
And to me, that's so strong of you. If anything, taking care of your mental health is an act of strength in and of itself. And it can be hard to do. Sometimes it's scary or unpleasant, but you do it anyway because it is your health. Like I stated in a previous episode, you are not your mental illness. It does not define you or what you can achieve in your life. You are more than your diagnosis. Just knowing that is something you ought to be proud of. It takes responsibility to live freely with a mental illness or a mental health disorder. Seeking professional help, practicing your new skills or mindsets, and being open with trusted people are all responsible actions. When you take this responsibility, you have experienced and learned so much about what it means to live the life you want.
Very well said.
Thank you.
The terms mental strength and mental health are sometimes used interchangeably, but they are not the same thing. Many dictionaries define mental health as being the absence of mental illness. But not having depression, anxiety, or another illness doesn't mean you're mentally strong. In fact, you can still be extremely mentally strong even if you're dealing with a mental health issue. Mental strength involves your ability to think, feel, and perform at your best. The difference between mental strength and mental health becomes easier to understand when you compare it to the difference between physical health and physical strength. Building bigger muscles can improve your physical health. However, big muscles don't guarantee you won't ever deal with a physical health problem, like high cholesterol or high blood pressure. And while a health issue might make it a little more difficult to go to the gym and work out, you can still make choices that help you grow physically stronger, even when you have a physical health problem, like eating right, getting enough sleep, and practicing self-care. The exercises that build mental strength will also improve your mental health. And better mental health makes it easier to grow mentally strong. Fortunately, everyone has the ability to build mental strength. Developing bigger mental muscles takes exercise just like developing bigger physical muscles. Building mental strength may in turn also improve your mental health and your overall health in general.
Mental strength has three parts. The first is thinking. This involves the ability to think realistically. That means knowing how to recognize irrational thoughts and replace them with a more realistic inner dialogue. It's also about speaking to yourself with kindness. So when you're tempted to be overly critical of yourself, mental strength allows you to respond with self-compassion. Then there's feeling. Mental strength doesn't involve suppressing your emotions or denying your pain. Instead, it's about acknowledging how you feel. Sometimes that means accepting an uncomfortable emotion or even calming yourself down before having a tough conversation.
And last, but certainly not least, is doing. Mental strength is about taking productive action, whether that means working out even when you're tired, or it means allowing yourself to engage in self-care. It involves ensuring that your behaviors are good for you. The way you think affects how you feel, and how you feel affects how you behave. Your behavior in turn affects how you think. There is a mind-body connection that links our thoughts and emotions and behaviors. In therapy, this is known as the cognitive triad.
To others struggling, we truly believe that you're stronger than you know or realize. You wake up every day and keep going despite the traps and obstacles your mind sets for you. Every time you talk about mental illness, you're educating others and fighting back against stigma.
A lot of people misunderstand mental strength. They think being strong is about not crying at sad movies or not acknowledging hurt feelings. But experiencing and expressing normal human emotions takes more strength than suppressing them. So don't believe that showing emotion means you're weak. Similarly, don't buy into the notion that mentally strong people don't ask for help. It takes incredible mental strength to admit that you don't have all the answers, or to recognize when you might need help.
If you want to know how to build more mental strength, reach out for help. Talking to a mental health professional might help you develop the mental strength you need to think, feel, and do your best in life. Each time you seek help and support, you're making a huge leap that can often leave you feeling vulnerable and out of control. It's a sign of strength, not weakness. Everything you've done in life so far, you've made happen in defiance of your illness. Be incredibly proud of that and keep on going.
Wow. That was really a positive and powerful affirmation, Philip.
Thank you.
Acknowledging your strength and resilience in the face of mental illness is a significant step towards managing and overcoming challenges. Please remember, it's okay to seek support and utilize resources available to you, whether that's through therapy, support groups, medication, or other forms of self-care and professional help. Always remember that your journey is unique, and embracing your inner strength is a crucial part of navigating it. Keep believing in your ability to rise above your struggles, and remember, it's okay not to feel or be okay all the time. You are not alone. We are here.
Like we have said in the past, this is not a catchphrase for our channel. We mean this wholeheartedly. Navigating the periphery of life is not an easy task. We know. So please leave your comments and thoughts below, and thanks so much for watching Navigating the Periphery, where we're trying to stop the stigma of a mental health diagnosis, one show at a time.
Thank you so much for joining us. Please take care, have a wonderful evening, and until we see you in our next episode coming really soon, bye for now.
Bye!